I was equally surprised by the number of people reporting the transformation to date. I do question if this is sustainable or even meaningful. You see, hey guys, if you want to see the rest of that clip, stick around to the end. Before we continue, yes, I'm sick, I've got the flu, so I've got a comment to you all. Beanie or hoodie? With that out of the way, welcome to week 4 of my experiences with the 6-week course, TheLifeBook online, a method to deep dive into the 12 categories of life in the pursuit of joyful living. What are my thoughts on this week's topics of parenting and social life? Well, I was super curious for both of these categories as I felt they were the triggers for my own deeper exploration of self over the past year. I found having kids forced me to contemplate the person I wanted to always be in a way that was much more permanent than anything I had experienced beforehand. The other thing is, as lovely and rewarding as kids can be, there's without a doubt their time sinks. And so you start to really appreciate how precious time is. And when you are stuck in something that you don't find meaningful or enjoyable, it can start to become frustrating in a way that you had never imagined or experienced beforehand. With that said, I found these episodes really great, possibly the best to date. The pace was fast, to the point, easy to relate to, and as an added bonus, for me personally, I found a lot of what John had advocated were my own positions through this past year of self-reflection. I shared that because I feel it really highlights the value of John participating and sharing his snippets from the LifeBook, because he's had 20 to 30 years to tailor his responses to the point where every premise that he shares is so refined and honed, you can't take a word out. Each one contributes such important meaning, and I find that really inspiring, and I hope one day that I'll be there too. It's not all roses though. As professional as the product's been to date, there were a few minor issues in this week's content, and that I felt took away from the polish of the product to date. I will say that me even calling these out shows how well the production value has been, but to see a few typos here and there, a few odd Americanisms. I've never come across auntie before for auntie. You tell me. Is that how you pronounce auntie? Look, the other thing I wanted to express is my partner and I both felt John, who's normally neutral about topics, broke character and displayed what we felt was a chip on his shoulder about the school system. And even though that probably wasn't his intent, that's how he came across to us when it came to schools and their enforcement of rules and policies and whatnot. Having said that, I do not want to take away from his extremely pertinent point about money. And that is, money is something that everyone focuses on in life after school. Yet, money is not something that is actually taught in school. Very profound, I thought. What are my thoughts on the Facebook group and this question about transformation that was posted? Firstly, I think it's great that the people who responded rate the LifeBook experience so highly. I gave it an 8, and that tended to be one of the lowest scores, so well done. However, I was equally surprised by the number of people reporting the transformation to date. I wish these people all the best, but I do question if this is sustainable or even meaningful. You see, we haven't covered all the 12 categories yet. So how do you know where to consciously invest or prioritize your energies towards? What if in the next category something else more profound or meaningful comes up? What do? Do you abandon your current transformation? Do you ignore this new revelation? There's only so many minutes in the day, and every action we take is a compromise against something else we could be doing. So, what would you do? I cannot highlight enough how great it is to see this positive and proactive behavior within the tribe. However, the question I ask is whether this mindset is from a deliberate, conscious and sustainable approach or one of irrational impulse. I admit everyone's situation is different, so I dare not judge. However, I also think enough of us have had experience with impulse behavior that we know how it can pan out, especially in the diet realm. So does this mean that those transforming on impulse are doomed to fail? I think not. And the reason why is you already have a momentum, and that's key. My suggestion would be maintain that momentum. Accept that when it's all over, you'll probably divert your energies elsewhere. Accept that change happens in increments, that you got some wins. Accept that that's enough. If you can embrace that, I really feel that that impulsive transformation can become one of deliberate, conscious mentality. And that is a large key of sustainability. Thanks for listening to my thoughts on week 4. As always, I encourage all comments and sharing, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.